Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to European Racing Series Tier 2. Hopefully, the stream problem will sort itself out this week, so I'll be recording the broadcast just in case we have any intermittent issues. So, we are here at the Shanghai International Circuit for the Chinese Grand Prix, first held in 2004. Just like Bahrain, actually, the circuit holds the record for the highest number of overtakes during a Grand Prix weekend in 2016, and it was the scene of F1's 1000th championship race last year. It costed $400 million to make, and it was transformed into one of motorsport's most impressive modern facilities, and the track was where we also saw Michael Schumacher took his 91st and final Formula 1 victory. So the track is 5.4 kilometers long with 16 turns. We've got 7 to the left and 9 to the right. 2 DRS zones, with one being at the start finish straight and one being at turn 10 and one being at turn 13 and 14, sorry. And this is going to be a test for the drivers today, because the balance you need to find between being quick around the long corners and maintaining the life of that precious front left tyre, you've got to make sure you reach that. So let's look at the standings actually. Well, I haven't got the standings in front of me, but there we go. So, we have got Alex Bitto that's leading the championship with 65 points after winning last week. We've got Manella Baby in second by getting a fantastic podium in Vietnam. Cryptic in third with 40 points. Zorro in fourth with 25 points. TX in fifth with 23 points. JQR in sixth with 20 points. Seventh is Ryzen with 17 points. Sig is in 8th in 16 points. 9th place is Flash with 12 points. Calusa in 10th with 10 points. Paddock in 11th with 8 points. And we got Burke with 6 points, joint with Nick Zana in 12th place. 14th place is Furball with 2 points. Higgsy is with 1 point. Everybody else in the championship yet to score. So, without further ado, I hope that the frames don't drop. If it does, I will have to stop recording. We shall get on with this amazing qualifying session. So, I'm just going to do this and just do all that, just so I can fix the sound, which should all be wonderful. And I'll turn the monitor thing down as well, so you can all see the lovely thing going on. So, here we are then, in qualifying with 13 minutes left to go. And one thing to point out around this circuit, the soft tyres, they are a nightmare around this track. The back end, you're going to lose quite quickly. So if I was some of these drivers, I wouldn't be touching the softs at all. Mainly probably go on mediums to start the race on, but there'll be quite a lot of people going on the soft just to get a little bit of a feel. And then they may decide, it might be depending on the weather as well. We shall see. One person that's known for going for the alternate strategy is Maranello Baby, who is in the pits right now. It's quite sunny here in Shanghai at the moment, which is great to see right now. And we got a full 20 car grid, so what more can you want? I'd just like to say apologies for missing the stream last week. I had internet issues, which unfortunately meant that I was dropping frames quite considerably, and we may have this issue tonight, but hopefully not. So hopefully you can let me know if things are okay. So let's find on board someone to go on board with a lap. Let's go on board with Sig actually, as we goes towards the final corner. So you're going to go through turn 1, which is the most iconic aspect of the Shanghai International Circuit. To start with, you brake just after the 50-meter board, turn in here as well. You gradually ease off the brakes as he goes around this really tight corner to make the inside. You want to be going in second gear just past here, reaching speed down to around about 53 miles per hour. Then go to around about fourth gear, third gear here, second now, approaching turn 7 and 8. To start with, make sure your car's all the way to the right. It's hard to pinpoint exactly due to the lack of landmarks what braking point to actually get on, as usually the corner would be taken flat out here as you head towards turn 9 and 10. You can see the DHL board on the right of the track, brake just about hit the second one. And now kiss the right-hand curb like your favourite granny, as we would like to call it. And you're now going to go towards turn 11 and 13. This is the next DRS straight. You're going to make sure that you get as much power as you possibly can here. It's really, really key as you head towards turn 15 and into turn 16. He's running out of fuel though, so he's going to be on low fuel mode for quite a bit. So he hasn't got that long really just to get the best lap in. So he comes across the line, and what lap time is he going to set? And he has invalidated his lap. So unfortunately, the curse continues on me trying to commentate on a lap, which unfortunately failed. So the obvious strat for some of these drivers would be mediums to hards. Or if they were to qualify on the soft compounder tyres, they would do soft, medium, medium. And obviously due to the fact that it's sunny now, the track temperatures will be expected to be quite high. Here comes 6 teammate Pazik as he goes into the pits. He's also invalidated. We just got a few things to point out. Max Vaughan is out there tonight in the Alfa Romeo, who is representing them tonight, who will be scoring points in the Constructors' Championship today. So let's hope to see that he leaves enough space tonight, as he's known for not giving too much room. As Meto in 18th place is looking to replicate what Pierre Gasly did at the Italian Grand Prix. And for those of you that don't know, Pierre Gasly won in Italy. Who would have thought it? It was a crazy podium, so we could see a repeat of that later on as well. That will be insane to watch, won't it? As he goes towards this corner. Now, as you can see, the clouds are starting to get dark very, very quickly. So maybe a lot of these guys will need to get out of the pit lane very, very quickly to set their next lap, because you never know when there might be rain on the horizon. I was commentating on a race earlier on, well, yesterday actually, and as soon as qualifying started, it was dry, and then it was absolutely chucking it down. Well, not really, it was in inters, and there was no point, but luckily, due to the fact that no one was able to go onto the soft tyres, it made no difference anyway, and it all set their best lap time on the intermediate conditions. 1:28, 1:27 is what we could expect the pole time to be today. Meto comes across the line and he goes third right now with a 1:30.2. And let's see, we got Hydrodan. Hydrodan, I think, needs to do a bit of improvement. Set as well. A few of these guys have not scored any points this season. But of course, we do remember Hydrodan's shock victory in Belgium with last season with crazy safety cars that pretty much lasted a lifetime, and it really definitely helped him a little bit. It got him a bit of luck, but to be honest, you really need some skill as well, so that is what Hydrodan wants to do as well. He's going towards the DRS straight now, turn 14 and 15. The hardest braking point is around turn 14. And then you're going to go towards turn 15 now, heading into turn 16, final corner. Hydrodan, let's see if he can improve on his previous lap time. And it's a 1:30.1. That is pretty good from Hydrodan anyway. He wants some luck in this league, and he's definitely going to get it in 4th place. Max Vaughan then, is he on a lap then as well? Nope, he is on a lap at the moment. And I actually need to get the track map up, which will really, really help me right now. These are very twisty corners. Some corners definitely remind me of the S section in Japan. And obviously, one corner kind of reminds me of turn 10 in Bahrain. And then for those of you that watched that race, that got a little bit intense, to say the least, as Max goes purple sector 2, which is pretty impressive as well. Maybe Max has gained a little bit more speed in the corners, potentially, in his setup. I wonder if we'll have to wait and see if he's good enough on the straights then, as he goes towards and brakes just before the 50-metre board then. Going to the right-hand curb. Didn't see what his sector split was there, but he goes towards the final corner. Now this corner coming up here is a very common place to invalidate. I think that's where we saw Sig invalidate. Max comes across the line then to take P10. So he's in the top 10 at the moment, which means if he wants to stay that way, he'll have to start on the tyre where he set his fastest lap on, which will be the softs. And third boys on, I think, are going to go into the pits too. The Hasses really need to get a move on. Unfortunately, in the real life Grand Prix, Magnussen didn't get the best of luck. Let's see if both the Hasses have much better luck than the ones in real life, of course. Obviously, there wasn't any patch about the Ferrari engines, but they're equal cars, so they're all pretty much the same. But if they were on realistic cars, then some of these guys may have not wanted to go on the Ferrari cars, really. As I do see, I wasn't wrong. I think I've commentated Curse quite a bit. I did say that the clouds were starting to thicken a little bit. It is raining, actually, a little bit. Or it might be just me. It might be just me seeing things, but I'm not entirely sure. So, yeah, there is rain. You may not see it on your screens yet, but there is rain. So the ones that haven't set a lap yet, such as Sig. Sig has got to get a move on. He can't invalidate here. He just can't. Otherwise, he's going to cost so much time. So here comes Sig then, across the line. With a 1:31.3. So he finally gets a lap in, but, you know, for the ones like Bitto, who's currently leading the championship that's took 2 wins out of 3 so far, he's going to be pretty happy with himself. Cryptic might be a little bit worried about that. And I've just been informed by people in the chat, just been informed by our championship leader, Bitto, that it's going to be a dry race. So that is a relief, huge relief for the drivers, and a huge relief for me as well, as Cryptic, I don't think he's going to improve on the times. He's going to go into the pits, actually. I'm probably going to look in Race Director as well to see how much time they're actually losing per sector due to this wet conditions. Verbal's retired, so he can't improve. I would expect to see a few more retirements, as it's not going to rain in the race. And according to inside sources, Tier 3 is a full wet race. Ugh, I wouldn't want to be in Tier 3 right now, I've got to say. So... And Bitto says in the chat that he's saving a soft compound just in case he needs to go out. That is fair play, but at least if it's not good enough, as Dragon seems to be struggling in these wet conditions, I wonder if some of these guys may change a few assists, because some assists are allowed in this league and they may turn it off, turn them back on, like to medium traction, if they find the wet conditions a little bit more difficult. And it is getting quite overcast. I wonder if it's going to be sunny around China. I think it is, according to inside sources from Bitto. So Dragon then, he goes towards the final corner and he goes into the pits as well. He's struggling too much, which is not really that surprising, and he almost hits the wall. That's not good. And Rage Quit in the Renault. Remember that Ocon was complaining to his team radio in Italy about his performance, even though the team was very happy with it. But Rage Quit, he's going to be quite happy with his performance. Another reserve, I believe. And he's probably not going to be complaining about his team radio either, as Nick Zarna has retired from the session. We've got 2 minutes and 36 seconds left to go of qualifying. Let us know who you think is going to get pole position. So apparently it's going to be sunny for the majority of the race, and then it's going to get cloudy at 30 minutes. So that is interesting, as Ryder has retired too. TX is invalidated and swerving across the line there. He is not liking those conditions at all. If I was him, I would probably go into the pits as well. Meto, would he do the same? He's not doing too bad, actually, as well. There's some bits of the circuit that is brightening up. You can see a little bit of sun perking towards the distance. TX then retires from the session. What about Hydrodan? What about his teammate? His times are definitely slow. If I was him, I would be probably going into the pits right now. And Flash comes across the line then. Oh, he doesn't come across the line. He's still on his outlap, but I think he's going to lose so much time that there's no point in him staying another lap. He's not going to improve on any position at all. We've got quite a few fans in the chat for some drivers as well, which is great to see. I would like for you to tell me who you are rooting for in this race as well. So, obviously we had our pole sitter, Bitto, who is currently just waiting, but he's retiring as well. Rage Quit, I won't be surprised if he retires soon as he's coming in to the pit lane. I wonder what Meto will do. Will Meto do exactly the same thing? In that AlphaTauri, I almost called it Toro Rosso. Luckily, I didn't there. And he's taking more of a careful approach there. And yep, he goes into the pits too. And as he retires the car there. Luckily, he's in the pit lane. Flash is still going though, which is fair enough. 130.2 for him right now, and I think he's the only one on a lap apart from Sig. I doubt he's going to get into the 130, Sig, but at least he's going to give it a go anyway. My good friend Austin in the chat saying he's rooting for me. Thanks, but I'm not racing. So, but thanks anyway. So, but yeah, if I was Sig right now or Pazik, I would just go into the pits now, or even Flash. There's just no point. There's just no point. There's less rain than what I would be expected, but you're just going to lose so much grip, and you're going to run out of soft tyres to use at the end of the race as well. But at least their tyre temperatures will be less hot. So we'll see. So what is Flash going to do then? I think he'll probably cross the line anyway. Rage Quit goes into the pits. Hazik's got his lap time in and validated anyway. And how about Sig? Sig, if I was Sig, I would just invalidate, but he's not. So it's going to be racing time for some of the drivers. And Bitto, one of the drivers, said he can lose about 3.6 seconds off the pace, which is not very good in these wet conditions around the soft compounder tyres. And Badgerman said he wants me to have great commentary. Okay, that's what you mean. That's what you mean, sure. Right, so Sig goes into the pits now. And we will wait for the official unofficial results for qualifying in a second. For the Chinese Grand Prix, we're on round 4 of the season. For those of you that don't know, we're running the full 22 race calendar. Thank you to the recent follows, by the way. Much appreciated. And the annoying pit glitch is still there. So unless you retire, you press the retire button. Unfortunately, it's just not going to advance. So Rage Quit, if you're watching the stream, please retire, so we can get this race underway. Because otherwise, the countdown on the right-hand side that you can see is going to go all the way down to 0. And we do not want that. There we go. Rage Quit has finally responded. I think he might have launched a stream, or he may have been instructed by the tier coordinators, but there we go. So, Bitto on pole. I wasn't predicted 128, but due to these wet conditions, it wasn't going to reach that. So, he is 6/10 quicker than Zoro in second. I wonder if Zoro is going to have a better result today. We've got Dragon in 3rd, Rage Quit in 4th, Cryptic in 5th place, TX in 6th, Hydrodan in 7th, Ryzen in 8th, Meto in 9th, and then we got Flash in 10th. Then we got Nictana, Colossa, Max, Burke, Furball, Sig, Black Sheep, Hazik, Set, and then Maranello Baby in last place. Now, most of Maranello Baby's podiums have been when he was near the back of the grid. He won in Bahrain. I wonder if he's going to do a last 2 challenge here. We'll have to wait and see. So all 20 drivers are going to be selecting their strategy. So for the top 10, the majority of them will be going on the soft tyres. Now, the estimated time loss per lap between the softs and the mediums is around about 0.7 of a second. So, not too bad, but you wouldn't want to be on the softs very long. and the hards being a second. So being on the mediums around this track is not too bad. But if there's someone that's going to go on the softs at the end of the race, because there's 28 laps around this circuit, maybe they go around lap 22, then they're going to be incredibly quicker than those people on the mediums or on the hards. Some people may predict a safety car. I am going to get a prediction right off the bat, and I know I'm probably going to jinx myself by saying this, but I am predicting that there is going to be a safety car. Without a shadow of a doubt. No, what? There is going to be a safety car. So, I'm going to hide the UI just a second to keep it professional. And the telemetry just for a little bit. So, strategy here. Softer hards ping around 6 to 7. Which I am quite surprised people try softer hards around this circuit. I'm guessing that's what Bitter wants to try and do. I thought medium to hard would be the best option. But if you think about it, 21 plus 7 is 22, 23, 24, 20. It's 28. So it may not be at its most optimum temperature or pace, but they can still make it work. Because on the last game, mediums to hards is the best option. That's why quite a lot of people have gone for the soft, mainly due to the fact that they can go soft to hards. But there are people that are opting for the mediums. We've got Nixana in the P11. I completely forgot I could actually go on the keyboard and press the numbers apart from P11 to 20. I can't do that. I need to figure out what the keys are for that. So I could just do this, like do a free, and there we go. That's the one thing I like about this. Freeware and Misfits, thank you for the follow, by the way. And so let's see, so we got Dragon doing a 2-stop, soft, medium, medium. So we got quite a few varying strategies today. So Nixana on the mediums, Kalissa on the mediums, Max Thorn on the mediums as well. All these people warming their tyres very frantically as they can get quite cold around China if they don't. But they got to be careful they don't wear their tyres too much though. Furball in 15th place on the hards. Sig on the hards. Black Sheep on the mediums. Pazik on the hards. Set on the mediums. And Maranello Baby on the hard compounded tyres. Now, I'm going to get the predictions in, guys. I'm going to say Bitter for the win. I'm going to go for a limb. Cryptic in second. Zora in third. Usually the one I predict in third place is the one that usually goes out and bins it. So hopefully that is not the case today. And I've already had one curse saying it might rain in qualifying, and it did. So I'm 1-0 at the moment in terms of curses. And I was worried we were going to get a glitch off the start, but we weren't, and the 5 red lights are on. And it is lights out, and away we go. And there's a decent start from both the Ferrari and the Renault, actually. But it's Bitter that gets a jump off the line as they all make it down the windy turn 1. Dragon also getting a good start, as well as Cryptic. We got 3 wide going into turn 1, and there's already chaos off the start as people drop in positions. Flash all the way down into P19 already, and Sig as well having a few issues. But we got Bitter in first, Zora in second. Cryptic has already gained 2 positions up into third place. He could be getting another one, as we've got 3 wide going again with TX, Ryzen and Rage Quit. There was almost a little bit of a touch there, but luckily no damage whatsoever. Ryzen trying to make some ground already off the start. He's not doing too bad so far. And Meta as well in 8th place. The last of the soft runners in the top 10. Because Flash and Hydrodan, the other ones that start on the softs in the top 10, has had damage. So they will be going into the pit lane to get a change. And just to point out, actually, they're going to lose a chunk of time around here, as the pit lane loss is 22.5 seconds around China. Oh, we got the Renault driver going to try and get in on the right-hand side, as you can see, just like we've seen Vettel do in real life. And as you can see, the Renault trying to attack for his life. And he's doing very well so far. Meanwhile, Nixana trying to do exactly the same thing. We've got Nixana versus Max there, known for the rivalry here at the moment. As they make it past turn 1, Nixana goes for a swooping move, but Max Thorne gets a switchback very nicely indeed. Oh, there was a little bit of a touch there. Oh, that's not good from both of them. Maybe a trip to the stewards may possibly be in order. And for those of you that are wondering, no, this is not lap 3. This is lap 2, as the game likes to glitch us with these type of things, which is a bit unfortunate. But it is Bitto still in the lead. Black Sheep and Flash going into the pits now. What tyres are they going to go on? Flash goes on the mediums and Black Sheep goes on the hard compounded tyres. Bitto now 1 second clear of Zoro now, but Cryptic has found a little bit of time on Zoro. His pace has been incredibly faster since the start. And him getting a better launch out of most people is really going to benefit him. I think Cryptic is going to have a little bit more of an edge once we get to the DRS straight pretty soon in the detection point. As it finally fixed the lap counter, which is good news. As a bit late on the brakes from both of them actually. Luckily, it didn't cause any harm. Meanwhile, TX and Dragon going side by side heading towards the final corner. Dragon decides to stay behind. Can he go for the switchback? No, he can't. Rage quit after having a fantastic start. Drops all the way down to P11. And we got Set as well. Set, I'm loving the helmet. I know I keep saying that every week. But we got two of the Mercedes fighting duel into turn 1 here, just like Bottas and Hamilton. Unfortunately, we didn't get a Chinese Grand Prix this season due to COVID. And we're not going to get a Chinese Grand Prix until 2021. But that still doesn't mean we're not going to see a Mercedes battle happening anytime soon. So number 25 versus the number, I can't catch the number of the other car. Come on, the camera is going too fast for my liking to see what it is. But it's nice to see them fighting without damage there. And I wonder what Toto Wolff must be thinking in the cockpit. I think Mercedes fans and him must be getting a little bit worried. Toto Wolff complaining about his future in real life, of course. But hopefully the Mercedes will perform a lot better in these conditions. Let's jump back into the midfield where we have the closest battle on circuit between Meto and Ryzen. I don't think Meto is going to get DRS. Actually, he is going to get DRS. He gets it enabled, but he doesn't use the overtake then. So that is very, very crucial as we go towards this tight little hairpin. I don't know if it's a hairpin or chicane, but I don't know. I always get them mixed up. But anyway, Rage Quit dropping down already into P11. Nixana is now behind him. A swerve from both of them trying to defend with Nixana. Let's hope no more damage is done. Max Thorne down into 8th place. Now he's up into 7th. Max Thorne and Meto trying to go side by side into turns 2 and 3. A bit of a lock-up from Max Thorne, actually. That's not good as Max Thorne. That almost would have been damage. He almost went into the wall there. How on earth did he keep the car in control? That was incredible. If I was him, I would have been in the wall right now. So fair play to Max Thorne, of course. I think Max Thorne might have lost a bit of an end plate due to his contact earlier on, but at least he's still going. In a lap or two, that the soft tyres will start to lose its optimum pace and will start to hit the crossover point. And that will mean the mediums and the hards will become the best tyres. So that will mean Max Thorne is definitely starting to catch up. Maybe the crossover point is now for these guys. That is why Max Thorne is gaining on these soft runners. Kalusa is gaining too, and so is Nixana. As we got an AlphaTauri that's almost gone off the circuit. That was Nixana, actually. It was definitely not Meto, as Meto's right in front. We do have a yellow flag. That is Set that's gone off somewhere. That's probably towards a heavy braking zone. Turn, I can't remember what turn it is. So he might have got damage there. Meanwhile, Bert trying to get past Vertable. He comfortably does that, and Bert gets up into P12. Dragon goes into the pit lane, and so does Rage Quit. I wonder if Rage Quit is pitting due to damage, and wonder Dragon too. So let's watch Rage Quit. I think he's got damage, but we shall see. So Dragon is a scheduled stop. So he wants to get rid of his softs incredibly early. So we are definitely hitting the crossover point here. And it's getting hotter around here due to the sun coming up just a little bit. Rage quit on the hards. So the hards are going to be a little bit of hit and miss. So for some of these guys, they are going to hope for a safety car, because otherwise it's going to be danger territory towards the end. Bitto still leads them from Zoro. Zoro not quite able to catch the Bitto, and because of that, Cryptic is eating into his pace lap after lap after lap. But again, he can't get past. And I've noticed the dirty air playing to effect a lot around this track, as we do have another yellow flag. That's Meto. One of the AlphaTauri spinning. So I think both of the AlphaTauris not having the best of races so far. And unfortunately, I think we're not going to see a repeat of what we've seen in Italy, where we've seen an AlphaTauri win. But will we see a different winner? The only people that have won is Bitto and Maranello, baby. So we'll have to wait and see. As Hydrodan has just got passed by Sig. Hydrodan was a bit lacking on pace there. Whereas Sig was like, thank you very much. He had better straight line speed. Maybe his setup was geared up more to that, I suppose. More of the dirty air there may have hindered Hydrodan. As we now start lap 6 for them. Again, dropping a little bit further back because of it. Meanwhile, up front, battle for 6th and 5th between Max, Ryzen, and Kalusa. Who's going to come out on top here? Max has the upper hand because he is on the one that can get those tyres on for a little bit longer. Maybe Max Vaughan is the one who is playing it safe because he doesn't want to get a puncher. But knowing whenever he pits for Max, that he is definitely going to make it to the end of this Grand Prix. So, you can see Ryzen just struggling ever so much. You can see that he's losing the back end just a little bit more. He's slowing down a little bit as well, just to avoid a little bit of a lock-up. You can see Kalusa is gaining on the straights. He definitely is. DRS open, overtake mode on. And Kalusa breezes past. Right, now you can see Nixana right on the background as well, trying to get past. That was a sensational move. Can Nixana try and get the move done? It'll be insane if he does. Oh my god, it's going to be 4 wide. Guys, do not make it 4 wide around here, because you never know how this can play out. 3 wide around Belgium is bad enough. 4 wide around China? No. The main reason why I said Belgium was I was commentating One Hub on Friday where they were going 3 wide, and it ended up not good. So, we got our next of the soft runners to pit. Bitto jumped the gun. He pitted early. So did well, he actually pitted on cue, actually. So did Zoro and Cryptic. Dragon, I think, one of the only ones to stay out. We're going to see how many stops they have done. So Meto has pitted as well. Some of these guys had their rivals or their teammates pitted earlier, so they were able to pit whenever they want. But for some of the other guys, they had to wait. For Set and Bert, they could get away with the double stacking. It does depend on how far back they are. But they're on alternate strategies anyway. Set on the mediums, Burke on the hards. So Set will be pitting slightly earlier. Now these mediums can last 16 laps. So they can last quite a chunk of time. But there's no way they could do soft to mediums. Or mediums to soft. So the only option for these guys on the mediums will be the soft tyres. Will be the hard tyres. It is a C. I do believe it's the C3, C2s and C1s, but I'll need to double check that. Or it might be C2, C3, C4s. There we go. Here comes Bitto on set. You can see the crossover point could come into effect here as Bitto goes past some traffic, which is very, very crucial. We got Nixana then, and TX going into the pits. Why is Nixana going in? Nixana's on the mediums. I'm guessing he wants to try and get the undercut on the mediums to the hards, and maybe he's responding to the challenging threat of these other guys, which is fair play to him. But if you're doing that, Nixana, you should have gone on the softs. But to be honest, he's not too bothered. As long as he can make those tyres last to the end of the race, then that's all that matters. Here comes Black Sheep then, onto the left-hand side of the track, trying to attack from Alexander, but again, couldn't quite do it then at this braking zone. So, who's got those strategy right? The ones that opted for the softs first, or the ones opted for the mediums? Obviously, we won't know how everyone has done if they are opted for the hard compounded tyres. But for the ones that opted for the mediums, maybe, we shall see. Because Max Vaughan and Kalusa, they can go on until about lap 12, 13 before they lose a bit of optimum pace and then decide to pit. But we'll see then. Maranello Baby is racing for position here. Going to the right-hand side into that tricky corner. And Maranello Baby's going to take it. They're still going side by side again into the penultimate corner. Now heading towards the final corner. Can Maranello Baby keep it up? I think he can. I think Berger's got a time penalty there. I didn't quite see what happened because I think I was riding on board with Maranello at the time. But penalties is a key factor. I was racing around China in my team and on an offline 50% race, and I got penalties. It's quite easy to get a penalty here, so I think there'll be a lot of things going on drivers' minds at the moment on whether it will be the best option. You can see that Mercedes is still catching up as well. And I think Maranello Baby is going to get and go past Kalusa anytime soon. What do you guys think in the chat? I think the mediums could be a struggling tyre at the moment, but we'll see with the crossover point. Not much battling happening right now, but sometimes that happens with league racing where there's hardly any battles. But I would just like to say I am looking forward to Zandvoort next week. Zandvoort was where we hosted our final test race of ERS, and it was a lot of fun, despite me having internet problems there too. Meanwhile, Maranello Baby has a swoop to the right here, going towards that chicane. And there we go, Maranello Baby is up to second on track. Don't forget Maranello Baby hit started on the hard compounded tyres. And we're going up to 21 laps. But don't forget the hards can lose around about a second per lap. But that doesn't seem to affect him, as Maranello Baby can go quick on those hard tyres anyway. So for him, it's absolutely fine. So how is Bitto doing trying to get past traffic? A little bit more difficult than intended, as Ryzen has got a 3-second time penalty as well. To be honest, I'm losing track on penalties here, but you know, I like not to be spoiled, because that just brings the excitement into league races, not knowing how people is going to be doing. And let's see how Bitto can get past. He's got to, because otherwise he's going to get held up, and like Zoro will catch him pretty soon, a few laps down the line, and you don't want Zoro to be catching. You want to have that huge advantage. Bitto wants to have that huge advantage. What will you be doing if you're in Bitto's shoes? It may be a comfortable move, but look at Sig trying to defend for his life. I think if I was Sig, I would just let him through, which I do believe he does. Not much challenge there, which I think Bitto would be breathing a huge sigh of relief there for the Renault. Number 72 car doing well. And we do have some more battles at the back as well with TX and Rage Quit. So we could still have a battle for the last remaining point as well. And in league racing, even just getting a point could make all the difference into winning or losing a championship, or even losing quite a few positions too. Especially if the gap is very, very small. So very, very key here that they optimise what they can get. Some people are going to be reliant on penalties of other people getting penalties. Meanwhile, Nixana gets past Flash. Again, both of them had damage earlier on. It would have been nice to actually see how much damage. It's a shame the game doesn't tell you if it's red or something like that. I kind of would like the game to see what the drivers see in terms of tyre wear, but you know, maybe it would give too much away potentially. Meanwhile, Manila Baby on those hards gets past Max. So potential crossover point between the mediums and the hards starting to come into effect now. But Max, I know Max. Max is a tough cookie. He will not give up his position for the world. He wants to try and get as many positions as he possibly can. And he's doing really well to try and hope that the position is his. And there was quite a few incidents last week, but let's not talk about it too much. Let me just actually have a look at the incidents from last week, which I completely forgot to tell you last time about. And there were, in Vietnam, there was some incidents between Zoro and Ryzen. And Ryzen does get a 4 penalty points added to the race. To the Vietnam race. We've also had Zoro and Burke had an incident. There was NFA. Cryptic and Manila Baby was a 5-second time penalty for Cryptic. Ryzen and Max Thorn, no further action because general dangerous driving from both of them. Black Sheep and Calissa, again, no further action. And there was loads more accidents happening in the Vietnam race. It was just a shame that my internet cut out just a little bit because I was looking forward to commentating on some great Vietnam action. But what can you do? What can you do around here? Now, Manello Baby is not pulling away as we would have liked on Max Thorn. So Max Thorn probably was saving his tyre wear because he wanted to try and make the mediums last as he possibly can, which is brave enough, but or maybe he might be saving fuel as Calissa goes into the pit lane then. So he started on the mediums and he'll be going on to the hard tyres, which will take him to the end. So he's passed some hard runners already. Where is he going to end up? I think just behind Flash as well. Looking at the track map. Yep, he is just behind Flash. Flash is just there. You can just about see the Alfa Romeo car here as well. Nixana and Hydrodown again having a little bit of a battle. Be careful, lads. You don't want to get more penalties. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. And let me just get the telemetry up to see the ERS usage. And Nixana's ERS usage is not good. He's not using his ERS management. What about Ryzen? Ryzen's ERS is looking pretty good. And to be honest, I found out of all the tracks on this game, for me, China seems to be the hardest track to try and manage your ERS. And potentially maybe Vietnam as well. But in the wet conditions, a lot easier because you're not using as much ERS. Simple as. So, Max Thorn then, he goes into the pit lane. We got a yellow flag. There was a Red Bull that's gone off. Actually, no, it's not a Red Bull, actually. It's Meto. He's out of the race. Where did he retire? That's my question. Oh, but here's a freeway battle going into this tight little corner. Black Sheep going on the middle of them. We got Nixana going on the right. Oh my god, there's just so much going on in the space of a few corners. I think Nixana keeps position for the time being. We are now approaching half race distance here in Shanghai. Oh! So Nixana spun. Black Sheep almost spun there as well. So Nick Zarna's all the way down in 19th place. It looked like he's doing donuts. His rear tyres are just not looking in best shape. Nick Zarna, what are you doing? Just go. There we go. So yeah, I think he was trying to get his hard tyres up to temperature, but again he was just trying to find his rhythm, but again he did not find his rhythm. One person not having such problems is Maranello Baby down in first. Where is he going to drop off, I wonder? Depends on the gaps. But the same thing as well. Now if you excuse me a second due to the light, I'm actually going to turn the light on. Because it is getting quite dark here in the good old Britain. And Sig goes into the pits then for his one and only stop. So here he goes then on a set of the, what tyres it is? I think it's the mediums, yeah, because obviously he'd been on the hard tyres. There's no point going on the softs, but I've got an interesting story to tell you about China last season in one league I was in. It started off wet. It then went to dries around about lap 16, lap 17. Me being the idiot that I am and the bottle that I am, I thought, yeah, softs could last to the end, no problem. Let me pit on softs. And then quite a lot of people who were jeffing me at the time, there was one person who was jeffing me at the time, saying, no, you shouldn't have gone on the softs. And I was left in a pickle. So I had to make the softs last about 8-9 laps, and it was just absolutely painful. I made probably the biggest bottling mistake of my life in a league race. Let's hope nobody has the same mistake here. I'm going to touch wood because I just don't trust my commentary jinxes just well enough, so... But anyway, Maranello Baby, he goes in into the pit lane for his stop. And he goes onto the medium. So luckily, he does not make the same mistake as me. Welcome to all 24 of you that are watching the stream. Hope everybody is doing well. Finding the right balance of downforce is even crucial. And also trying to be quick in the corners. I was surprised when Meto's crashed that it was not a safety car. Nick Zarna has retired too. Probably Nick Zarna retired in the pit lane, which is fair enough. His tyres would have been hot right now if it wasn't, which is fair enough. So who has yet to make a stop? We've got Furball and Burt yet to make a stop. Everybody else has made at least one stop. Some people will need to make another stop though because they pitted quite early on. But knowing them, some people may just try and nurse those tyres till the end. But I doubt that it would be possible. So we'll have to find out. And for those of you that are liking European Racing Series as a whole, don't forget to check out @European Series on Twitter. And also, we recently launched Instagram for this league. It's created by one of our lovely league members who expressed an interest of doing the admin work for the Instagram page. And there was quite a lot of activity on there, to be honest, which is very, very impressive. Trying to put coverage on all three tiers. Furball is in the pits. He has done his mandatory stop now. There's quite a few people that passed him though, so that's going to lose quite a bit of time. Which, honestly, I've got to say, it's a bit of a shame, but that thing could happen in league racing. And with Furball being 2.7 seconds down the road, you never know. I know Rise has got a penalty. I wonder if Furball got a penalty due to that as well. Again, We'll have to wait and see. Bitto being 1.1 seconds off of Burke. So yeah, the crossover point is definitely hit. So Bitto, he can't afford to be stuck behind the hard tyre runner, because Zoro could be catching at any minute. He wants to increase his advantage. And the main reason why he is in this tier was mainly because he didn't want, I think he didn't want to turn ABS off. And in tier 2 you're allowed ABS, whereas in tier 1 you're not. I do believe tier 1 is just line only or no assist at all. So, you know, but he's still making the most of it. I mean, you know, he may try and turn some assists off gradually to make sure that he can get the most of it, but maybe he could try it towards the end actually, when maybe he's won the title. Meanwhile, Manella Baby going side by side with TX there. Manella Baby showing that he did the right thing by just going into the pits, because that means he's on softer tyres, and he's now 3.6 seconds behind Rage Quit now. Is Manella Baby going to pull off another strategic masterclass? If he is, he's definitely going to be getting my driver of the day. That's for sure. I mean, he'll probably get my driver of the day every day of the week, but again, we'll have to wait and see, of course. So 11 laps to go. Your net race leader now becomes the race leader, as Burke now is in second position. I'm sure Burke's response to that now is pit. He's got to pit. He's locked up a bit on his tyres. We'll see if the pit window pops up on the right hand side, which it should do. And that's not going to happen. So again, he's trying to stretch out those hard tyres, which again, like I said before, could last 21 laps. And I wonder if any of my predictions changed. Well, my predictions are not that far off, except I put Bitto in first, Cryptic second, Zoro third. So the last time I got 100% prediction in ERS was when I commentated around Abu Dhabi season 4 or 5. No, it was season 5 actually of ERS with Raggy. And yeah, I got 100% prediction. A lot of the guys were a bit, you know, they were a bit very impressed actually. And they said to me when I first commentated for them last season, they said, yeah, you're going to get that 100% prediction again, aren't you? I never did. Since then, I haven't. I don't think I have, unless someone can actually quote me on that. That's why also I rarely make predictions, because my predictions are absolutely horrible. And I did say there was going to be a safety car this race. So far, no safety car. What's going on? No safety car at all. As we got Zoro and Cryptic a little bit of a battle then. This could be interesting. A battle for the net P2 going towards the final corner then. This could change everything. Zoro getting the overtake button and the DRS, but he's losing power, whereas Cryptic is gaining, I think not gaining any less actually, so they're pretty much even on position. So they can't use their overtake button. This is going to hurt them a lot in the long run. I think both of them are pushing for these guys to use the overtake button a bit more. That's bringing the likes of Dragon and Rage Quit into play. And look at Manella Baby, he's catching. Manella Baby could get P2. We could see a trolley train, folks. A few people that are regulars in the chat of mine and are big friends to me in the community know what the trolley train means. Basically, Cryptic is the trolley. He's leading it. He does not want to be leading it. He's got no DRS. Zoro's going to have the most to gain of this situation, whereas the likes of Dragon, because when you have the DRS in front of you, you're just not going to be gaining as much time. You're going to have more advantage in this back straight if you have the car in front of you does not have DRS. But again, Zoro being just a little bit further back to do that. So here we go then. Dragon gets the DRS on Zoro. Zoro gets the DRS on Cryptic. Oh, look up from Cryptic. I'm seeing a lot of lookups tonight. Maybe a few people's rear tyres are not being good. I was going to say something else, but then I realised that it was a little bit inappropriate, so I stopped. Berg goes into the pits for his stop. He goes on the soft. Are you sure that's going to make it to the end? Only 7 laps the soft tyres last, so it could do. Maybe he'll have the benefit of clean air in front of him and he could save his tyres, and then when he gets past, but he's going to be involved in traffic. That's not what he wants. Burke breezes past the Alfa Romeo driver up into 11th place. He is now 1 place off getting a point, and my question is to the viewers, will Burke get a point as he dives to the right hand side? He goes, oh, that's a little bit of a lag there. Or it might be just me flipping the cameras really, really quickly, but yeah, that was a bit of a mistake there, but that's Burke up into 10th place already. One thing I haven't said was who are the biggest gainers, so let me have a look at those. Let me have a look. So, Manello Baby has gained 16 positions. Cryptic has gained 3. Max Vaughan has gained 5. Pazik 9. Burke 4. Sig 5. Furball 2. And Set 3. And I wonder who's going to get the most penalties out of this. Yellow flag in sector 2. I don't know what it is, but we're still running on board with Max Vaughan and Pazik. I do believe it was something to do with Williams, maybe. Hopefully it's not Manello Baby. Hopefully I've not commentators cursed him to full eternity. I might have done. If I have, then I do apologise. I'll probably never forgive myself if that's the case. But, you know, Dragon goes into the pit lane for his final stop. He's going onto the softs and he's got damage, so he must have picked damage somewhere. Maybe that was what the yellow flag was for, but I want to see the POVs after the race, that's for sure, from him, because I don't know where he quite got that damage from. Maybe the start of sector 2, potentially. He's losing a bit of time, but yeah, those softs will get it to the end, for sure, but he'll lose optimum pace with around about a lap to go. Also, let me know in chat too who has been your driver of the day, and also give me an idea of who we should raid next as well. Because I would stream after this, but I got dinner. So, sad times, but here we go. We got some more battles happening towards the end of the Grand Prix. It's like Italy all over again, where the battles are happening towards the end. Berg getting a good cut back there. TX has left the session. That is worrying. We've got Burke on Max. Also, we've got Manello on Zoro. A little bit of a love tap there, but Manello Baby is flying on those mediums. Zoro struggling a little bit there. He goes off the circuit. There might be a warning, but we can see Rage Quit fighting back here as we go towards turn 1. Rage Quit has to cover him off. He has to, but he can't tap him. Because there's a danger. If you tap on the inside here, then that's going to cost you so much time. Flash has retired. But I did see on the track map that Flash has retired in the pit lane. And as Bitto was saying earlier on, it is getting cloudy. And Zoro and Rage Quit still going side by side here. This is absolutely insane. Who said you can't overtake in these parts? Well, these guys are proving that you can. I most certainly can't, because sometimes I usually end up in the wall, but yeah, it happens there. So, EOS battery drowning for Zoro, and Bitto is disconnected. Bitto is disconnected. This could change the whole outcome of this race. Bitto has got to join as quickly as he can, because otherwise he's going to lose the lead. He's ghosted as well. That is really heartbreaking for the championship leader. And we could see Cryptic, the Red Bull driver, take his first win of the season. the championship contender, one of the championship contenders. Maybe Marinella Baby could take the win on those fresher mediums. We don't know. But what we do know is Bitter is on danger territory because he disconnected. So the gap is starting to come down now. 6 temps could sit at 6 temps. What are you on about? For 6 seconds. 6.4, 6.2, 6.1. It's now going to be 5 seconds surely now. Pazit now gets past TX into turn 1 and 2. Pazit doing very well to just gain positions. Let me know your reactions in the chat about Bitto. It looked like Bitto was going to dominate this win, but no. He's not at the moment. 5.2 now. I think Bitto must be absolutely shaking. I wonder if there's any fans of Bitto in the chat that could tell me what's going on with Alex Bitto in P1. I wonder if it was just a disconnection, but again, there will be questions remaining unanswered, so I probably won't get the answer here until the end of this race, which will be an absolute shame, but hopefully us as commentators and as spectators, you will know at the end of this race, just before. Fingers crossed. Meanwhile, it is getting quite overcast here in China. Less sun. There's more sun going into the final part of the sector, as Paddy just about holds on, and Bitto's AI has pitted. Oh no, things have gone bad to worse for Bitto, and his race victory has just gone down the drain. And we just had a little bit of an inside source here. For Bitto, everyone is leaving the session. Big bug there. That is gutting. And Bitto in the chat is absolutely annoyed. And I will need to send an invite, but I'm not sure if I have Bitto as a friend. I will try and invite him as quick as I possibly can. I do have him as a friend. I should have been more wary of it, but there we go. Bitto now does have an invite. And Bitto has just joined. I thought there would be people that have retired and still in a session that would have invited, but I wasn't sure if I had you as a friend, Bitto. That was why I didn't invite you. But next time I'll remember to add these guys so I can send backup invites to all the drivers, because that will be very kind. So I'm very sorry, Bitto, in advance. That means Cryptus in the lead, Marinella Baby in a P2, but the doubters are not showing up on my screen. They're not showing up on my screen, which is a bit of a shame there. So it will start to pop up soon. So the battle for the lead still branches on here. The gap now 1.9 seconds between the two. Rage Quit 2.7 between Rage Quit and Marinella Baby. Zora is still catching on though. Let me just get the tyres up. Dragon getting a 3-second time penalty as well, like I said earlier on. As I've almost got a little bit of a voice crack, which is a bit annoying. Penalties can change everything. So we won't know who is in those positions until the end of the race. It is not over until the fat lady sings here in China. As we're getting a lovely helicopter shot of Shanghai at the moment. I wonder what views people get from their hotel. And Bitto going side by side with TX on fresher softs. And he's now going to see if he can try and get past Max Thorne as well. I'm really gutted that I didn't have the gut instinct to invite Bitto. I'm really annoyed. I am going to apologise to Bitto after the stream. I've got to. That was completely my fault. And we're getting no sound. I thought we weren't getting any sound, but we were. That's good news, isn't it? Meanwhile, Bitto just got past Max Thorne, heading into the DRS straight. His next fit tier. Oh, and Bitto's left again. Bitto has left again. I'm going to send him another invite. Another invite galore for Bitto. Oh, that's just very annoying for him. Nope, I don't want to be doing that. Apologies, as I'm trying to invite Bitto once again. And he's offline. No, he's not. He's still online, so I'll invite him again. And I may as well give him another invite for luck as well. So I'll just do that as well. I'll give him multiple invites just in case he's got covered. And as you can see, as I'm trying to invite these guys, he's ghosted. And I wonder if he's going to take control of his car quick enough. So he should have enough to last for the end of the race, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And, oh, Bitto, careful. His luck is just going from bad to worse here. That is a shame. That is a shame. Meanwhile, let's draw our attention to the front. What's the gap now between first and second? Come on, these deltas need to tell me. Bitto just I swear to God, this game has gone crazy. It's been very, very unlucky for Bitto. Cody's, you need to sort this game out. You can't get glitches like that. You just can't. You just can't. Bitto, feel free to use my POV of the situation about what's happened if you want. Get some love hearts for Bitto. He's in the chat. Mention him because this shouldn't have happened to him. It's very heartbreaking. You know, that is just very, very annoying. So that's just one of the reasons why, for some moments, it's not League Racing ready. It's definitely not League Racing ready. It's just, it costed him 25 points. He could have easily won this race. And then this happened. Very annoying there. But let's not focus on the negativity now because we still got a race to happen. As Cryptic is still be on course to winning unless he's got penalties. Maranello Baby could be hanging fire though. Cryptic could get his first win. Maranello Baby could get his second win. Who will find out soon depending on penalties. I called the win a lap too early in PSGL yesterday, but I'm not going to today. Cryptic comes across the line and he takes the win. Will he keep it? Yes, he does. Well done to Cryptic for taking his first win. Zoro gets P3. Rage Quit gets P4. He's one of his best results of the season. So big congratulations to him. Burke coming off the line in P5. Penalties may decide it though. Paddock gets P5. Max Form comes across the line in 7th. Drop down to 8. TX drops down to 10th actually. So we got Cryptic that wins from Maranello, from Zoro, from Rage Quit, from Pazik, from Burke, from Kalissa, from Max, from Verbal, from TX. And then we got Dragon, Raiden, Sig Hydra, and we still got Black Sheep and Set to go. No safety cars, not even a VSC. I'm guessing the reverse psychology worked there. It definitely worked. Now, please tell me in chat to keep an eye on who I should raid next. There's quite a few streamers that are on now that I would like to give a little bit of a shout out to. So, we've got Cryptic getting a little bit of a selfie. I don't think he wanted to win this way, though. He definitely did not want to win this way. Maranello Baby getting driver of the day on the game. And I do believe he's leading the championship now. As far as I'm aware, but we'll see. So we'll get you official, unofficial results here for the Chinese Grand Prix. Cryptic in first. Maranello Baby second. Zoro third. Rage Quit fourth. Pazik fifth. Burke sixth. Kalissa 7th, Matt 8th, Verbal 9th, TX Temp with Dragon, Ryzen, Sig, Hydra, Black Sheep set. And your non-retirements Flash, Nixana, Meso, and Bitto being undeservedly disqualified. That is just very unfortunate. You know what? I'm going to get some love hearts myself for Bitto. This shouldn't have happened. I've got those glitches before on the game as well. And I don't get why they haven't fixed them. The netcode was just transferred from F1 2019 to F1 2020. It's for, I was going to swear here, but it's just not. I'm sorry for ranting here, but you know, it's just annoying that these glitches just keep happening and just hurting people's races and hurting Bitto's where the race win looked comfortably his. I'm really sorry, I'm not happy. I am not happy with how this turned out for Bitto. But for Bitto's sake, I hope Bitto has a much better race next week. I hope he doesn't have any glitches. I hope so. I really do hope so. But, you know, I was going to rage even further, but that'll probably drop viewers and I do not want that. So, Bitto, I do hope you agree with what I said, but yeah, I just think that it's just not League Racing ready and they should fix them. So, because I can't think of who I'm going to raid, I wonder if Raggy's finished his Tier 1 EOS commentary yet. He's just about done it. So I'm just going to wait. Actually, no. I'm going to raid him now. So, thank you guys so much for watching European Racing Series. I'm going to raid a fellow ERS commentator, Raggy. I do believe he's going to do some open lobbies as well. I haven't raided him in absolutely ages, so I know he's a big streamer, but I like raiding him. He's a cool guy.